Awesome. 75 and sunny there.
So Marcus, coming out of spring practice, what were your thoughts about the offense and in terms of trying to implement in the fall?
Yeah, I think the first thing that's easy to see is you're kind of in phase 3 right now. But phase 2 in the summer is a huge piece of establishing identity for your group, you know, and I think you can see the chemistry and the commitment that the guys made in the summer, and that's a huge piece. It was the first thing we talked about as an offense, was the fact that when we came back as coaches, we sensed the new intent about our offense. Guys had spent a ton of time together. It was a player-led. The summer in college football is a huge opportunity now because they can do so much. They can be out there with a ball. We can be out there at certain times. You really sense the gel starting to really kick in. Not only the physical piece that comes into being together for 6 to 8 weeks you put into it. I mean, our body types are totally different. But I just came back, and I really, my hat was off to them. I really commended them for the opportunities that I saw around the building and what they did this summer, because that's where the glue's at, is a player-led group that wants to go out and work in the dark hours. And the dark hours are when we don't prescribe. And so it was very easy to see today that contribution's paid a lot of dividends, because now we can really hone in on what the identity offense needs to be. And that's going to come to fruition through their work. And that's really the number one focus for us as a group, is can we come out and establish an identity? Can we come out locked, loaded, prepared, poised, with a sense of urgency to get better as a behavior, not just body movements or top speeds? Can we be tough? Can we work through 105 on the first day and a whole bunch of team reps and some new stuff? And the mental and emotional stage late in the practice is the one thing we're really harping on. The physical piece is part of football. But I think when you got a group that hasn't been together a long time, or an inexperienced group, is what you have more often than not with a lot of transfers, you're going to have a mental and emotional component that's going to kick in, and that's what we really need to pull together. And then at the end, coming in here, I challenge them to finish. So if there's 3 things we talked about coming into this thing, what I wanted to see, as it was nice to see as a unit, was the 3 things that we talked about that we're trying to establish an identity: being prepared, locked and loaded, being tough, and then finishing practice was the thing that we really dialed into. And so there's going to be some good spots and some bad spots, but it was awesome to be back in the field.
What's your overview of the quarterback?
Yeah. I think we've made some real upgrades there in regards to the ability to push each other. You know, I think Sam's in phase 3 now. He's got an opportunity now to feel like he can take a deep breath in the playbook and get lined up and know what we need to do. He spent a lot of time with me and the group in the off season, really grinding. Jeff came in and did an awesome job of really learning it. T's been here a long time. He's had as many offenses as I've had in 21 years of camp. And so I think the group has really put their best foot forward. They understand that it's a non-negotiable at that position. You got to lead, and you got to lead at that. It's just the nature of the beast. And when you got to lead, you got to accomplish the mission. That's it. You got to accomplish the mission, and you got to take care of your team. That's the thing they understand. They got to do every day. So I think it's an awesome room. After day one, I'm excited about seeing it.
Jeff came in with Rip as a terrific runner. I was impressed with the way he
I missed the terrific.
He's a good
runner.
But he really looked good throwing.
Yeah, no, if you dig into the film enough, there's opportunities. The reason we took him, we felt like he's got the opportunity with his arm to stretch the field. He's got to make some good decisions. He's been bad talked in a lot of ways. I understand that for a bad season here and there. We're not worried about that. He's done an awesome. He's got the physical intangibles that we really like. We've got to hone in on the mental piece and how fast he can pick it up, give him enough things he does well, and really pull him in.
Is there a sense of excitement just because it's day one? Is there a certain higher level of excitement out of guys and energy?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, man. I mean, this is special. I told the guys, I came in, I was early to everything. I came in hotter than fish grease in the meeting. I said, you guys don't understand, man. Training camp is it. I grew up in Northern California and Rockland with the San Francisco 49ers and Bill Walsh, and watching the huddle break and the smell of grass in Northern California. That's all we had, man. And there's nothing better than being able to lock yourself away and really have the opportunity in life to turn everything else off and focus as a group on one big deal, because they won't get this again. You don't get 125 guys anywhere that are trying to be in footstep, and it's a special opportunity. Us who played and coached and been in this, I mean, I'm as fired up as anybody. Day one, if they don't got enough juice, it's going to be an issue.
What does the helmet communication change things?
Yeah, the helmet communication is going to be good. Obviously, I've experienced in the NFL, so it lends itself to kind of being able to not have us flinch in regards to what we can get done. But there's some modifications you've got to make in regards to what you're going to do and calling certain plays, but there's also modifications you can do that are an upgrade. I can give him a little more information potentially at certain times, and maybe he can get from a signal that may not be just play call oriented. So you got to use it to your advantage. You got to be smart. There's going to be some little things about it that you can tweak and have fun with, but I think for the most part, it's part of the game now. You got to practice with it. You're really going to use it, and I think if there's an advantage in there, you really got to hone into what that is and work it. We're going to work it every day. We're going to have. I'm taking from the we'll have in the walkthroughs. I mean, we'll have your pieces in the walkthroughs, and we're going to take every opportunity to work a game-like environment, hear each other's voice.
You said Sam was in the phase 3, just offense as a whole. I mean, where would you kind of place the execution level for a day one and retention of coming back?
It's hard to tell without really seeing the film. I probably would have jumped to conclusions as a young grasshopper and said, "Oh yeah, we're winning the Super Bowl. Yeah, we're going." I thought there's some really good stuff. I think phase 3 for us is we had a winter talk, we had a spring, we have summer, right? And winter's just talk. You're not really in the ball. So I think now is the first opportunity to come back with. And the thing that's changed in college, it's phase 3, not like it was 10 years ago. Phase 3, you're like, all right, 80%'s heard the whole thing because they've all been there. There's a new wave of guys in here. There's 20 new guys in here that have heard it the first time since the transfer stuff. So it's getting more like pro football, and you got 15 free agents and a couple draft picks, and you're like, okay, now I got to reteach the whole thing, which makes you as a coach really look back and go, can I eliminate the gray? Is there a lot of clarity in what we're doing? And so that's where I want to see. Really more than anything, where the mental error is at. Did I not do a good enough job to eliminate some of the gray? Where can we? Who's understanding what? But I thought for the most part they've done a good job. It's the third time hearing it, and you can see that they feel more confident, moving quicker, and that's what you hope to see.
Where have you seen Leaf grow to now from when you had him at UNLV?
Well, I mean, when we got there was no question that they'd outkicked their coverage and had a guy there that I thought was really special. When we were at Oregon, we were at Illinois State, he'd have been a guy that would play for us on both those elite offenses, right? And I thought that much of him there. As soon as he transferred, I said, whoever he's going to get him, we talked beforehand where he was going to go, opportunities. We stayed really close, and it just so happened we landed in the same spot. I mean, that's just heaven sent in a lot of regards. You have a center who knows how you talk. Again, that's the quarterback of your line room. And he's done a fantastic job. To put on 10 pounds of muscle in off season on a guy who's that old, that's hard. And to lose body weight, body fat, do that under discipline. He's got a really, really bright season and a really bright future, and I'm humbled to be around.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.